Neil, how ready are the squad for what could be just a huge night
Yeah.
for the club this season?
No, we're ready to go. But a couple of days after the St Johnstone game, that was a busy period of games, so we're refreshed. We're clear on what we need to do, and we're looking forward to a good game, a big challenge, but one that, being at home, we're really looking forward to.
Not too often Bundesliga sides come to Tynecastle, but the European nights are always a bit special, but when you've got a German side here, they do seem to be even more heightened. Is that excitement go through the dressing room as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's, when you're meeting certain teams from certain parts of Europe and footballing world, German teams, Bundesliga teams, it does create that little bit more anticipation in the type of game you might be playing, and watching them play and seeing how good they are. We know we're in for a big test, but if we can play a game that we want to play, then we know that we're going to be, it'll be a really good game, and it will be a really good match for them.
A couple of months ago, you were out of a job.
Hmm.
Here you are playing in
Don't remind me, thanks.
but managing a team who have a chance, if they win tomorrow, could all but guarantee their place in at least a playoff position. That's pretty surreal, isn't it?
I'm very proud to be the head coach of Hearts. I am, but I've been coaching a number of years, and I say when I came here, I know that I've got belief in my ability as a coach, but you need good people around you and good support, and we've made a good start initially, but we've got so much to do. This is to managing Europe is something very, very special, something I don't take for granted. But again, like I say, I always say, the pride I will have will be in the players and how they perform on the pitch, because they should always be an extension of myself and the club. And so far, we've made a reasonably decent start together. Hopefully, we can take another step forward Thursday night.
Finally, for me, then you're taking on a coach who's been in his job since 2007.
Yeah,
That's
incredible.
Very, very unusual in
Yeah.
football these days, isn't it? Again, I don't know why, but it has been.
Yeah.
What does that tell us about, first of all, management, in terms of it can work?
Yeah, well, something that I think all coaches and managers would want is time, and the head coach at Heidenheims obviously had that, and rightly so, because if you look at their journey, it's quite remarkable, really, where they've come from and where they are now. It's been an unbelievable journey. I was only mentioning this morning, it was years ago. I watched, it was a documentary, it must have been about 10 years ago now, and I'm pretty sure Frank Schmidt was on that. It was like following four managers that were sort of in the background, and Heidenheim were one of the teams, and he was on this documentary that I watched, which was really enjoyable because it showed you what the journey the club was on and where they were and where they were trying to get to, and to be meeting 10 years later, it shows you football's a small world, and what a fantastic job he's done. And he's had time, but he's been successful, and what a great season they had last season as well, first year in the Bundesliga. I know they'll be wanting to retain their status this season, and they're in Europe. It's been incredible, really.
What sort of test do you face, Neil, given that they've won a couple of European games as well?
Yeah.
Recently, I think it's just one win in 6.
Yeah.
What test do you face?
Yeah, you'd say they're not in a great moment, but when you watch them play again, I just see the capabilities of the players on the pitch, and we know that they have certain traits. They're very, if you look at their goals conceded record this season, there's not many. They don't concede many goals, and they're very hard to break down, very hard to play against, quite man-for-man orientated in the way that they press. Very dangerous on the counter-attack, as German teams are, very efficient. And their mentality is very good. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been as successful as they are, and So we know exactly who we're facing, what we're going to need to do. And if you want to win games of football at this level, you have to be good with the ball, you have to be good without the ball. It's as simple as that. You have to be good in all aspects, set pieces, everything. If you don't get the details right, then you get beat.
How welcome has it been playing in the group stage? Do you feel, given that in the league this season it's been a bit stop-start, does it help having that variety of league to Conference League football?
I can only comment on, obviously me coming in the last few weeks, and at the moment we're just trying to build a clear identity and a consistent way of playing, regardless of the competition, regardless if we're playing home, away, who we're playing against. We just want to try and keep building on who we are, how we want to play, how we want to attack the games. So, again, this game on Thursday is just our next step and chance to practice who we want to be as a group, as a club, if you like, long term.
How far ahead are you on that journey that you feel being who you want to be? Are you ahead of it, behind?
No, we're
so early on.
Yeah, it's so early. We're at the infancy. If I'd just come in, I wouldn't have even completed pre-season yet. And we're trying to implement certain things into players with very limited time on the training ground in between games. That proves that can be challenging. But that's what we face. That's the schedule. That's the games. I knew that when I came in. I knew what I was inheriting. And I say, so far the players have been really open, really receptive to the work that we've done. We've had some success with it, but say we're at the very, very, very early stages.
Having won the opening 2 games, how much of an opportunity do you feel there is now for Hearts to go deep into this tournament?
Well, I'm not sure how far, but we've made a good start and we have to capitalise on that. We're at home, so it's an opportunity for us again to try and take another step forward and get 3 points. If we do that, we'll be in a really positive position. I'm not looking any further than Heidenheim, really, because we know the difficult task we've got in front of us. So it would be foolish to start looking ahead and planning ahead. Hopefully the supporters are doing that for some of their away trips, but for us, we're solely focused on Thursday night and the job we've got in front of us.
Tried to work out how many points you might need to get a playoff or even to get straight through to the...
I'll be honest, I haven't. I don't look at numbers and positions, and I just try and concentrate on what we can control, and that's both with the league and the Europa League. It's the next game. How do we need to improve? What do the players need to know when we're going to the pitch? What we're going to need to do well? And if you take care of those things and you do them well, then the results and league positions and points take care of itself.
Just in a general sense, how good is it to have a tournament like this in the current format, where there is a possibility for Hearts to dream of going into February, March, possibly even further?
It's exciting. It's exciting for the club. It's exciting for the supporters. And I've said it before, that's credit to Stephen Naismith and his staff and the players from last season for having such a great season in qualifying for Europe, and now we're trying to just take that forward again, pick it up and move forward and keep going. And I say we've put ourselves in a really good position. Firstly, with Foxy winning the game away from home in his interim period, and then the game from the other week. But it's only 2 games. We've got 4 to go, and things can change very quickly.
Can you take encouragement from another Scottish side beating a German side this week, albeit different circumstances?
What game are you referring to? I'm not sure. No, I watched that game last night and I thought Celtic were very good. I enjoyed watching that game. So, a similar result would be... Yeah. And it was Celtic were fully deserving of their victory last night. I thought they were excellent on the night. So hopefully we can be the next Scottish team to win against German opposition.
What do you think you need from your players tomorrow night?
Sorry?
What do you need from your players tomorrow night?
A very strong mentality. We're going to have to be fully concentrated on focus for that, and I know that's quite an obvious thing to say for the whole game. I think Heidenheim, because they're used to winning games and having success, they know how to manage games very well, winning or losing. They have a maturity in how they play the game, and say we have to make sure that yes, we want to play with emotion, we want to play with intensity, we want to get the supporters behind us, but also we have to manage periods of the game, like we did against Ammonia. You know, we started off very well, but in the second half, Ammonia showed their quality, and we had to make sure we managed that period of the game without the ball, and we did that very well.
It was raucous in here that
Yeah.
night. I think that it was important that we just harness that energy
Yeah.
in your favour.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. We want this to be a hostile, intimidating atmosphere where no one wants to come here and play. Horrible. So Tiny will be on fire Thursday night, and I hope it's not a nice experience for our opponents who are coming in.
How different will the test be compared to Ammonia?
Yeah, it will be a different test, yeah, because it's a different type of team. Yeah, I don't want to say too much because then I'm going to be giving away things that we might be trying to capitalise on. But there's clear differences between Ammonia and Heidenheim and how they play the game, how they approach the game. That's not to say good, bad, right, wrong. You know, there's just difference. Heidenheim are a German team; they're different to Ammonia. But yeah, well, as I've said, we want to be us. We're at home. We want to be consistent in how we play the game, and I'm really looking forward to just seeing our players again playing that in the atmosphere that our supporters create for us.
Do you expect Heidenheim to be more physical, Neil, in terms of pace
Yeah.
and power?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, yeah. Playing in obviously the German league, you know how physically demanding that league is. So we're going to have to compete very well in duels and make sure we match their aggression and intensity, because they do. German teams are well renowned for, especially counter-attacking at pace. So we're going to have to be good on the ball. We want to be losing. If we're going to lose the ball, then make sure we're losing it in certain areas of the pitch. Because if you lose it in certain areas of the pitch, then they're very dangerous. So, yeah, we like I say, we're going to have to be really good with the ball. We're going to have to be mindful of their threats. But we're in a good moment. We showed a lot of character and response at St Johnstone on Saturday from the Kilmarnock game. We've taken a step forward as a group together. That was vitally important. And hopefully, again, we've got an opportunity now to take another step forward.
Heidenheim have made it clear that their priority this season would be staying in the Bundesliga. Can that work to your advantage and thought?
I honestly don't know. We'll see. Yeah, of course they're in the Bundesliga and they want to stay there. That's vitally important. But you could then say, where we are, we want to make sure that we're progressing and getting where we are in the league. I just see it as the next game, and it's a game that we're at home and we want to win it. I want to bring a mentality here of every game's important, home and away. Whoever we're playing against, this is us, and this is how we attack the game. And winning, preparing properly, training properly, breeds that winning mentality that it doesn't matter who you're playing against and what competition you're in. It becomes a consistent way of behaviour, a collective way of thinking, a collective way of behaving. So therefore, as a club, we know what we stand for, and we know what to expect. That doesn't mean we're going to win every game, but we can guarantee certain things every time we set foot on the pitch. And so far, we've done that. We've got to do it again on Thursday if we want to win.
How's your squad looking, Neil? Is everyone okay for the weekend, or anyone due back?
No one's due back. And trying to think. No, there's been no issues from the weekend. No one. So everyone trained out there today. Yutaro was back on the pitch a little bit yesterday. So was Callum, but very early stages. So they're not going to be ready for this game. But as we were at the weekend, there's been no issues or no injuries from the weekend. So we're fine and we're good to go.
How long do you think Yutaro and Callum are away from being on the first team?
I think Callum's going to be a little bit longer just because of the length of time he's been out. So he's going to take longer to. He'd need a longer period of time with training. Yutaro, obviously, because it was only just prior to me arriving in, I think. so that he's had less time. So we'd expect Utaro to come back sooner. When that's going to be, we don't know, because he went back onto the pitch yesterday, so he's still going to be a couple of weeks away. Yeah, I think.
Have you been furnished with details of Hearts against German opposition at all?
Bayern Munich, is it?
One particular winning at Bayern Munich.
Yes, people have mentioned the Bayern Munich game to me before. Yeah, Ian Ferguson, is it? Scoring it. So I'm aware. Yeah. Hopefully someone can score a similar type of goal for us on Thursday night and be remembered for a very, very long time.
Did you watch the goal?
I have, yes. Not bad, was it?
Okay, guys. Thank you.